Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here at Mosque number 11 here in Boston, and I have a very special guest, Minister Nuri Mohammed.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
sir.
meeting you, sir.
Thank you.
So, first of all, you hail from where? First of all, how's the family?
Oh, everybody's doing well. Last I, checked and left them. They was doing pretty good.
Now, your mosque is located whereabouts?
I'm in Indianapolis,
Okay.
Indiana, but of course I move around on behalf of the minister.
Okay.
This is city number 51.
Okay. So, for here in Boston, for those that are familiar with you, they've just seen you on YouTube.
Yes,
For
sir.
those that haven't, they have my condolences. So, how did you join the nation?
Well, to kind of give a synopsis of it,
Yeah.
my at the time, a sister that I called quote unquote girlfriend. I'm putting quote unquote because I looked in the Bible and Holy Quran and I never seen the word girlfriend or boyfriend, so it's not in the language of God.
Okay.
But that's what she was titled, and she had a father who was a sympathizer of the nation.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a brother that loved the teachings, supported the mosque, supported the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's economic program, but he never committed himself to the discipline of the culture of the nation and living the law.
Mm-hmm.
But he had all the material, gave it to her. She gives me 2 tapes of the minister, Message to the Black Man. Now she's getting interested in it. Every time we're on the phone, that's all she want to talk about is black people and the struggle
And the rest is history, right?
true interpretation of the Bible. Next thing you know, I listen to the tapes, start reading the Message to the Black Man, and felt at that time when I was reading the Message to the Black Man that this is how I believed all my life. I just didn't know how to say it like that. So I'm from the outside looking into the nation, and my mindset was that if I can prove it wrong, I'll leave it alone. But if I cannot prove it wrong, I'm going to commit myself 100% to it. Well, here I am.
Mm-hmm.
So that must mean I couldn't prove it wrong.
Now, since you're on the Justice or Else tour,
Yes, sir.
okay, how would you break down those 2 words?
Well, the way we try to be, in Islam, and should be in all religious teachings, is the scripture says that in the Holy Quran that the believer takes on Allah's coloring or Allah's color, meaning that we look at things through his lenses and perception. Same as the scripture would say. It says it a little bit different. Lean not on thine what? Own understanding, but in all thine ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths and show you the way. So when it comes to looking up the meaning of words, God should trump Webster. In fact, who was Webster anyway?
Exactly.
We don't even know who this dude was. We don't know whether his life was, you understand?
Yeah.
So in that sense, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a man that God raised for the black man and woman of America specifically and the world in general. And he said justice is a principle of fair dealing. He said, speaking as an instrument of God, that justice is the weapon that God uses at the time of judgment. He said justice is something you cannot escape. It lies down with you at night, and it wakes up with you in the morning. Then he said that if justice was being served, there would be no need for the judgment of God on a nation or a people. Well, by the fact that it is written about America in Scripture in code name Babylon, Rome, in code name Egypt, that they were judged, America will be judged. So the or else is a description of judgment. If you, in the time of Lot, when he was putting out the cry for justice, definition of justice for him was to stop engaging in man with man, woman with woman, and cut out the freakishness that existed in the 2 twin cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, or else God is going to bring hot lava rock from heaven and burn up Sodom and Gomorrah. His justice was out there, clean up. They didn't. The or else came, and no blade of grass grows in Sodom and Gomorrah to this very day. During the time of Noah, his or else was the flood. They didn't get right. He preached for 152 years. No one listened to him but his family. Ark was built, and then the or else, aka flood, came during the time of Moses. 10 different plagues came, or we could say in modern times 10 different or else's. So what we believe and understand is that God has placed the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the United States of America to do the same thing that Lot did for Sodom and Gomorrah, what Noah did for the Mesopotamia, what Muhammad did for the Arabian Peninsula, and what Moses did for Egypt. That's what Farrakhan is in the world now. And he comes in that same line of divine, offering guidance and warning. And inside of the guidance and warning is a threat from God. So America is you know, they're really in court right now. And we're going to D.C. 10/10/15. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will serve as a divine prosecutor on behalf of us as a people to lay out the case of the black man, the case of the Native American, the case of women who are not getting equal pay for equal work, the case of even the veterans that go and fight and die in war and come home and can't even integrate back in society as regular civilized people. So the Native American, the Latino, all the cases are being brought. And we're telling America justice. And if they don't give justice, then the or else is coming. And the or else during the time of Lot was lava rocks from heaven. Flood during the time of Noah. It was frogs. It was water being turned to blood. It was gnats. It was flies. It was lice. It was darkness. It was famine. It was the death of cattle. And then the ultimate was death. So we are in a critical time like that, my brother, where God is using the minister as the messianic man of the moment. And he's that divine voice saying to the people of God, we got to come out of her, my people, and be not partakers of her sins and her plagues. Stop operating and coexisting with white people's negative behavior and be back to your original self before we was kidnapped and Caucasianized in America. So if that doesn't happen, then there will be some more else's from God. But we also got some more else responsibility too as a people, which is economic withdrawal and boycotting, using the withholding of our dollar to punish those who will not give us justice.
Okay, my brother, I want to thank you very much. It's
Thank
been a
you,
pleasure.
sir. My honor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to start rolling.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
We have in our midst the opportunity to meet a young man
Come on, brother.
who's got the spirit.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
I'm going to take you there and tell you about someone who will lead you there.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to hold him up, because to hold him up will hold you up. Don't you want to go to heaven early?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, now's the time, now's the day. And for the brother coming in from Chicago, travels all over the country, all over parts of the world, and he is blessing you in Boston for him to come here. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Yes, sir.
Please be seated.
Yes, sir.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person and in the form of a well-made man named Master Farad Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
We thank that one wise, true and living God for looking over the Atlantic Ocean and seeing a people that had lost their name, culture, religion, moral ways, folk ways, norm, God and land. And even though he was living in what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad called paradise, he decided to leave paradise to come and save us.
Right.
Oh, y'all didn't understand. Y'all didn't hear what I just said.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what paradise is?
Come on.
That means Master Farad Muhammad
Right.
had everything he needed in his mind, his heart, body, and his pocket to live in a personal heaven. But he decided to leave a personal heaven to come and redeem a people who was us living in a group hell.
That's right.
We thank Allah for the greatest love story ever told.
Come on.
Now Romeo and Juliet, now Will and Jada, now Jay-Z and Beyonce, Master Farad Muhammad. Up in our midst, the primary example of what we can become if we submit to the truth.
Right.
The man that we affectionately call a Georgia-born God.
Right.
He is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, a man that only had a third grade education, but after being taught by Master Farad Muhammad became so wise that no scholar of science or religion has ever been able to defeat his teaching. A man that was laid out on the brink of suicide on the railroad tracks.
Come on, brother.
But not only did he get up off the railroad tracks to save himself, but he became the savior of millions of us all over the planet. A man that only had a dime in his pocket.
Come on.
But after being taught by Farad Muhammad,
That's right.
he built an $80 million empire. This is a sign for us that if he can do it, we can do it. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that after I was pulled off of the junk pile
Yes, sir.
and shined up,
Yes,
he
sir.
said God didn't take me with him. He set me back on top of the junk pile so that the rest of the pieces in the junk pile would know
Yes,
that
sir.
if I came from where I came and I'm shining, then if we put our lives in the hands of the same hands he put his life in, we too can shine too. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad becomes the greatest material witness
That's right.
that black people can in fact be on top of civilization again.
Right.
We thank Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And today we are thankful to Allah for this man that sometimes we call him the divine reminder.
Yes.
Sometimes we call him the anointed one.
Come on.
Sometimes we call him the apostle. Sometimes we call him the honorable. Sometimes the humble. Sometimes the fearless. And he's all of that and then some. Sometimes we call him the spirit of truth. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But one thing that you can say about him that is an absolute fact is that he is a perfect reflection of the two that he represents.
Right.
At Savior's Day in 2000, this was the first year that we had taken down the big picture of Master Farad Muhammad and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And whenever we didn't see the pictures there, as we were accustomed to seeing, after 75, some believers' heart was broken.
Come on.
What?
brother.
Y'all don't think black people get, no, you're going to get disappointed in this work now. It is going to happen. My wife said that she went in the restroom at the United Center and she heard an older believer saying, I can't believe it, what have they done? They took down the Savior and the messenger. I said, man, I wish I could have been in that restroom. No, wait, hold on now. Not like that. But just so that I could say to her, don't get sad over 2 pieces of cardboard being taken down. Because technically, Master Farad Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad are there. When you see Farrakhan, you are looking at a physical body that houses the mind and spirit of both the two. So what is better to have Master Farad Muhammad and the messenger on a piece of cardboard, or to have them both alive, operate inside of a human being in front of you? I'm on door number 2. What about you? Go ahead. So we thank Allah for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. By the way, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan asked me to send his love and greetings of Assalamu alaikum. We will do just that. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Thank you.
And for anybody looking around and you got a problem with what we just did, it ain't nothing wrong with us. No, sir. It ain't nothing wrong with us, but it is something wrong with you if you got a problem with what we just did.
That's right. Come on.
Because last I checked, right here in Boss Town, that's what black people call it. I learned that. White people call it Bean Town. Black people call it Boss Town.
Right.
Bean Town, Boston, whatever you want to call it. Last I checked in this city, when that no good ham sandwich eating judge walks out, what does the bailiff say? All right, is that right? And then he say the honorable judge so and so. Now, far come more honorable than any judge. I'm so excited and happy to be in Boston because I'm here with one of the greatest soldiers that the Nation of Islam has ever produced.
Come on, bud.
A man that is a counsel.
Yes,
A
sir.
man that is a guide.
Yes, sir.
A man that is a teacher. A man that is an organizer.
Yes, sir.
A fearless man full of the faith in Master Farad Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about this great warrior, Student Minister Don Muhammad. That behind every strong man is a strong woman. No, beside every strong man is a strong woman. And to this beautiful second self of Allah, second self of Brother Don, who's been blazing the trail, always lockstep with her husband and her messenger. We thank Allah for her as well. Let's show love. Soldiers.
Yes, sir.
We have in front of us two great examples of how we should operate and what level of commitment and work ethic we should have for the cause that we say we believe in.
Yes, sir.
And if we were to be as she and he are and were in our time, then they will be able to smile knowing that the baton for the next leg of the race is being carried by people with a firm grip on it, ready to run their leg of the race as fast as humanly possible. Y'all okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, if you don't say nothing, I don't know you okay. See, communication has 4 ingredients to it.
Yes, sir.
Number 1 is a transmitter.
Okay.
That's whoever talking. Then the channel is the means by which they communicate. In this case, the channel is words. Then you and I that are in the audience, you become the receiver.
Right. That's true.
That's 3. But the 4th one is called feedback. And if someone transmits through a channel to a receiver, and there is no feedback that comes, then the person transmitting does not know whether or not they have communication. So it's a tradition in the mosque that we say, that's right. Go ahead. Teach on that. Amen. Hallelujah. Go ahead, black man. We just smack our hands together. But somehow, some way, the feedback has to come in. And don't you know, brothers and sisters, can I tell you a secret? If you brought a guest to the mosque, don't you know that your feedback produces inside the mosque what is called the ricochet effect? So when a truth is spoken from the rostrum, it gets to the mind of the guest or the visitor.
Yes, sir.
But whenever you behind or beside or in front, say, that's right.
That's right.
Go ahead. Teach on that. by which when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan found that we were slated to be here on the trip as our first stop, he wanted me to know that the far northeastern part of the United States is critical to the success of 10-10-15
Yes, sir.
with a specific interest in Boston, Massachusetts.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
So in general, the Far East is important. But in specific, Boston is.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That
sir.
means that if we were throwing darts at a target, then the outer ring goal of our throwing darts to produce 10-10 would be the other cities in the Far East. But if we were to find a city that would be the primary target point of the bullseye, if you will. No, Hartford is important. Springfield, Mass is important. Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
New Brunswick, New Jersey, these are important cities. But in the Far East, Boston is the bullseye. I don't know about you, but if it's that important, then we have to spend every waking moment propagating to the best of our ability, inspiring our people to be a part of the last movement of black people toward their complete 100% total liberation.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
There will be no more marches after 10-10. You hear me? This is the one. You need not look for another. Justice. I said justice. Justice. Everywhere we go, brothers and sisters, people are always concerned as to what the or else means. However, we are very concerned over what or else means as if we as a people have properly defined what justice is. We assume we know what justice is. However, we want to bring us up to speed to God's definition of justice.
Yes, sir.
Because justice is not a body camera on a police officer. Justice is not a special prosecutor.
Go ahead.
Justice is not dash cams in squad
Go
cars.
ahead. Yes, sir.
Justice is not a civilian review board.
Go ahead.
Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Justice is not being able to eat in restaurants with white folks. Justice is not being able to marry a white girl or a white boy. Justice is not able to secure a booth seat at the Cheesecake Factory. That's Negro justice. That's slave justice. That's coon justice. That's Step and Fetch It justice. That's Uncle Tom justice. That's Uncle Remus justice.
Go ahead.
You say, who's Uncle Remus? Did you know there was an Uncle Tom and an Uncle Remus? Uncle Tom is one level of sellout. But Remus is the highest level of sellout. And Uncle Tom is a Negro that will sell out the interests of his own people for a chicken and a buttered biscuit at the back door of Master's house. However, Uncle Tom's need incentive. Aunt Jane's need an incentive. They only will turn over their brother and sister or the plan for freedom if they got some personal they gonna get out of it.
Go ahead.
But Uncle Remus is another level of sellout. Remus don't need no pledge from the white man. He don't need no buttered biscuit. No chicken at the back door. He don't need a piece of slice of ham instead of chitlins. All Uncle Remus needs to know is that it's against my master. And Uncle Remus is the slave on the plantation that when master's walking around holding his stomach, or when master walking around slave master, he feels like the pain of the white man he's supposed to feel.
That's right.
So Uncle Remus is the kind of setup that will turn on the plan and plot of freedom even without no incentive to do so.
Right.
Are y'all still all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But justice for Nat Turner is a different kind of justice than it was for Uncle Remus. Justice for Denmark Vesey is different than justice for Uncle Tom. The justice for the slave is a different type of justice for the slave master. The justice for the oppressed is different than what justice is for the oppressor. And yeah, justice for God is different than what Negroes have been defining in these civil rights groups for these last 75 years. Did y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
According to the Bible, God's definition of justice is an eye for an eye,
That's right.
a tooth for a tooth,
Right.
and a
Life.
life for a life.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So however many of us you have killed, by God's definition of justice, that is how many of you deserve to die.
That's right.
But when the mathematics is it,
Yes, sir.
they killed 13 million in the shores of Africa before slavery. Another 100 to 200 million in the Middle Passage. Another 83 million during slavery. That puts us at over 300 million. And then when you calculate the conquerors and the privateers that moved all over the earth into the dark nations, murdering tribes and families wholesale. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad says that in their 6,000 years of existence, white people have killed 100 million for every 1,000 years they've been on the planet. So the death of the black nation is 600 million.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Well, according to God's justice,
Yes, sir.
eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and a what? Well, what is the population of the colored people?
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
In the wilderness of North America
Go ahead.
and all over the planet Earth.
Go ahead.
No, I know, but I just seen a cloud over somebody's head. As soon as I said colored, we automatically thought black people. But the most honorable Elijah Muhammad from Master Father Muhammad shook all that up.
Yes, he did.
See, we thought that when we seen colored only water fountain, that was for Negroes to drink from. Colored only section, no colors allowed. Well, every time we seen that sign, that should have been white folks drinking from that little ass water fountain. That should have been white folks sitting at the back of that water. But you and now, that's the colored man. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad answered, he said, the colored man is the Caucasian white man. Yaqub's grafted devil. The skunk of the planet Earth. See, the word colored, suffix ed, means to be without whatever's in the base word. So when you go to the store and buy boned fish or boned chicken, that's chicken or fish without bones. So if you got a colored man, that is a man without color. That ain't black people. We got a million colors of black people. We yellow,
That's right.
high yellow,
That's right.
caramel.
That's right.
Come on now. Caramel brown, regular brown, dark brown, black, blue black, and even purple. I know there ain't no word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That's when you so beautifully black that it almost looked like you got purple chameleon paint coming through your skin. The original skin. So we got plenty of colors. He said that he's the skunk of the planet Earth. Tell me when you study white people's history, they haven't been like a skunk. In 1954, they had a Van Down conference. Where they brought all the African together.
That's right.
And for the first time, they had a meeting with countries and didn't allow white folks to show up.
That's right.
And when each nation was asked to come and state their problems, and then tell the Congress or tell the gathering when their problems began. Every time a nation got up there, when Ghana got up there, they said, we were doing fine until the Englishmen showed up.
Right.
South America got up and said, we were doing fine and we didn't have problems until the Spaniards showed up.
Right.
The Gambia said we was doing good, but when them Germans showed up. Every nation that stood up, African and Asian, they always was able to say it was when the Dutch came. It was when the French came. It was when the Portuguese came. It was when the English came. It was when the Spaniard came. And then they said, wait a minute. We're noticing there's a trend here. There's two things we find in common every time our nation got weak and fell apart. Number one, crackers showed up. And number two, they brought Christianity with them. Every time you got a cracker and a church, a cracker and Christianity, that's the sign of a nation on its way down the hill. Ask black people in America, when do we start having problems? Don't you know that woman, there was no such thing as a bank robber in Africa? We didn't used to sell dope in Africa. Come on. You've never seen on the netta of the pyramid walls a brother in a hieroglyphics on one knee shooting dice? You've never read about a scene on any documentary that they had a casino boat going down the Nile River? Come on. You never read about one tribe taking over another tribe's pyramid and turning it into a trap house? Come on.
That's right.
No, we didn't used to be pimps before we came to America. We weren't prostitutes before we came to America. We weren't drug addicts or drug dealers. We weren't robbers or rapists, nor were we pedophiles. This is an exclusively made product that was produced by the American white man. The white man made Levi's. The white man makes Chevy. The white man makes Ford. The white man makes Pepsi Cola. The white man makes Coca-Cola. The white man makes Dr. Pepper. And the white man makes Negro. God did that. Now some of y'all didn't clap. Come on. You say, well, I've been all the way over there in South America, and I seen some niggas over there too. I was in Jamaica, there's niggas in Jamaica. I went down there into Belize, there's some niggas over there too. Yeah, they were shipped from America. No, Negro was exported. By way of music. By way of television programs. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. He called this white man the skunk of the planet Earth. Why? Because when a skunk puts his funk on you, the funk of a skunk can never be washed away. The only way you can get rid of the funk of a skunk is you have to either burn it or bury it. So it has been with every white nation that has conquered a black nation. If that black nation that is trying to rebuild keeps any ingredients of the skunk funk, they've never been able to get back on top. The only way they're going to get back on top is they got to give the white man his name back. They got to give the white man his church back. They got to give the white man his religion back. They got to give the white man his government back. And the minute they give all of it back, burn it or bury it, then they can start rebuilding again. But notice a skunk is really an all-black animal with one white stripe going down the middle. Dividing up one black side against another black side. read of sacred script, everywhere you read about God, his mathematics is always addition and multiplication.
That's right.
And the devil's mathematics is always subtraction and division.
That's
Right.
Right. He is the great divider.
Yes,
That's right.
Y'all still all right?
Yes, sir.
So when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, no, he's the colored man.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
600 million
Right.
of us have been killed by him.
That's right. Go ahead.
So technically, by God's definition of justice,
Come on now.
if there are 103 million colored people in the wilderness of North America
All
at that time,
Come on now.
and 400 million
That's right.
all over the planet, what?
Earth.
Now it's 600 million. But wait a minute, how many did they kill in the last 6,000 years of us? 600 what?
Million.
So if it's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and that's God's justice.
Right.
Then by all technical precepts, real justice is, that means every white man must get off the face of the planet Earth.
Come on, that's right.
That's justice by God. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
You say, oh my God, that seems a little rough. No, I'm saying that's just. But that's not what we're asking for.
Come on now.
Are y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Wake up, wake
Everywhere
up.
we go, people are saying,
Wake up.
because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, quoting the Holy Quran, God's book, he said that at a certain point, retaliation is prescribed.
Come on. Come on.
Now, the book we read called Holy Quran, this glorious book,
Come on, that's right.
final revelation of God, it has only 3 things that it prescribes. One place it says prayer is prescribed for you,
That's right.
that you may stay away from indecency and evil.
Come on.
Oh, that's deep, Brother Don.
That's right.
Because that means that every time we pray, we get spiritual and mental distance from the desire to even do wrong.
Right.
Right.
You didn't hear me.
Right.
So that means that if I'm tempted to smoke and it's wrong, I'm tempted to mess with her and it's wrong,
Come on.
I'm tempted to mess with him and it's wrong, how do I get strength from the temptation? Every time I pray, I get distance from the desire of doing the indecency or the evil.
That's
So prayer is a program that allows the believer to have spiritual immunization against not only wrong, but even the desire to do wrong. That's a prescription. But then second, it says fasting is prescribed for you, as it was prescribed for those before you.
Yes, sir.
That you may what? Guard against evil.
Yes, sir.
Well, if prayer keeps us away from indecency and evil, all we got to do is stay. Yes, some of them prayers. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, bro. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Keep it real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some of us missed this morning.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we're going to try it again, okay? Yes, sir. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Take 2. I don't know about y'all, but I miss some of my 5 daily prayers sometimes. What about you?
Yes, sir.
That sounds a little bit better.
Yes, sir.
And the first, look, don't they tell you when you go to the NA and the AA, the first step to recovery is that you got to admit you got a problem?
Yes, sir. That's right.
You got to come clean. You got to just say it. My name is Nuri. That's right. And I'm a Negro. I've been clean from being a Negro for 28 days and 7 hours. But I'm still in recovery. Let's just be honest. So anytime that we fall short on our prayers that keeps us away from indecency and evil, then Allah God gives us fasting as a second line of defense.
Right.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
And the second line of defense is fasting.
Right.
Now fasting can help us guard against the evil that got in because we didn't pray like we should have prayed.
Right.
But then there's a third prescription.
Come on.
And in the Holy Quran it says retaliation is prescribed for you. Though it may be disliked by you. Then Allah asks, could it be that you dislike a thing while it is yet good for you? And could it be that you like a thing while it is evil for you?
Yes, sir.
That God must have knew that there was going to be some punks that came up. That's right. And that's what the or else is doing. See, the or else is separating the punks from the power.
Right. Go ahead.
It's separating the cowards from the courageous.
Right.
It's pulling away the suckers from the soldiers.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
So anytime that the fearful hear or else, the first thing they want to do is want to know, what does it mean? But when those of us that are sick and tired of being sick and tired here or else, those of us that have had enough, when we hear or else, we scoot to the edge of our seat and start rubbing our hands together, licking our lips. Because we've been waiting for it.
Yes, sir. We got you.
Thank you, sir. You all right?
Yes, sir.
So, they say that Farrakhan is radicalizing black people.
That's what they say.
With or else.
Go ahead. That's right.
Now, what's radicalizing black people is that Mike Brown is dead. And Darren Wilson is still walking the streets. What's radicalizing black people is that Trayvon Martin was armed with a bottle of Skittles, or a tea and a bag of Skittles. And he was killed and George Zimmerman is walking the streets. What's radicalizing black people is Walter Scott was doing nothing more than running, and he was killed for being black while running. Tamir Rice was murdered for playing while black. Our little sister in McKinney, Texas had a cracker all on her back with her knees in the neck for swimming while black. Our sister in California was beaten by highway patrol for driving while black. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of these camera cowards.
He's hard, man.
What is a camera coward?
Go ahead.
A camera coward is a Negro that would take their own little sister, or their own little mother, or their own brother, getting the hell beat out of them by the Ku Klux Klan.
That's right.
No, a real man don't punk out like that.
That's right.
See, a real man would have turned the camera around. I said, look, this is a message to my wife and my children.
That's right.
Baby, I want you to know I love you. Please tell them I love you. So instead of keeping talking about how this ain't right, get in where you fit in. I don't care if it's the FBI, the CIA, ATF, Homeland Security, Police Department. You got a right to protect what you love. That little sister should not have been held like that. Somebody should have got hold of that police officer. And prayed that God blessed him to get that gun. And gave him everything in the gun. And then threw the gun at him too.
That's it.
That, what? I didn't make that up. I got that from the minister.
That's right.
That's what he said.
That's right.
He said somebody should have rushed that chump. Took his gun from him and blew his brains out. See, this is the reason why those of you that are from the church and those of you that are reverends are future reverends. This is the reason why don't no young people come to your church no more.
Come on.
Because they don't want to hear some sissified, punctified version of you. They're tired of this love everybody religion. They want to hear about the Jesus that comes back at the head of 10,000. They want to know about that black revolutionary Messiah that had a sword in his hand that was already dripping with blood. Meaning he had already been handling business. They want to know about the Jesus that went in the synagogue and knocked the Jews down. Knocked the money changers buckets out their hand. They're not the wisest.
That's right.
They're plain, brother.
Yes, sir.
No, they're not.
That's right.
They're not the richest.
That's right. That's right.
But Maya Angelou said it like this. She said, out of all the attributes or characteristics that a human being can have, they mean nothing unless they are married with courage.
That's right.
Make that plain. Oh, she said something.
That's right.
What good is it for you to have knowledge if you're too scared to teach it?
Right. Right.
What good is it for you to have money if you're too scared to invest it?
Right.
So to have money and to be a punk makes you nothing.
That's right.
To have knowledge but not be able to teach it or too afraid to use it makes you nothing.
Yes, sir.
So we would take a fearless person with no money and no knowledge over a well-educated rich Negro any day.
Yes, sir.
So they need, all they need is guidance.
Yes, sir.
But they are that generation.
Yes, sir.
Are y'all still all right?
Yes, sir.
I haven't even got to none of the notes, and now I got to go and find some notes. Are y'all okay?
Yes, sir.
Teach out, brother. Come on, teach.
What's so bad, brothers and sisters, whenever this fearless response or fear response comes up from our people with this or else, what's bad is that it's coming from leadership. But what's worse is coming from preachers.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You say, why is it worse? Because if a preacher, don't they call reverends and ministers men and women of faith?
Yes, sir. Yes. They do. Both.
Well, there's an axiom in physics that says two things cannot occupy. Y'all remember that? They can occupy the what? So faith and fear cannot coexist.
Right.
No, it cannot.
Right.
So how can you be a man of faith and a man of fear at the same time?
Right.
No, you one or the other.
That's right.
Either you're a man of fear or you're a man of faith.
Right.
If you've got your heart full of faith in God, fear has no place to live.
Right.
Right.
Something wrong with that mathematics.
That's right.
Are y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So this or else that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has recited comes right in the line of divine as every other peer of Farrakhan has come in. I seen somebody scratching their head.
Yes, sir.
Let me say something to you, brothers and sisters. A Negro leader is not a peer of Farrakhan.
Come on.
Right.
I'm sorry to bust your butt. A civil rights leader is not a peer of Farrakhan. No, you cannot say Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Louis Farrakhan. You can't say Fred Douglass, W.E.B. Du Bois, Louis Farrakhan.
Right.
Farrakhan's not a civil rights leader.
That's right.
He's not a Negro preacher.
That's right.
When you say Farrakhan, you got to say Moses.
That's right.
Aaron.
Right.
Lot.
Right.
Jesus.
Right.
Muhammad.
Right.
Solomon. You got to put him in that line of divine because he is a man of God.
That's right.
Not some civil rights leader.
That's right.
So when I say he is Farrakhan,
Right.
now don't get it twisted. We're not talking about those kind of brothers.
Showing up.
We love them and we appreciate them, but they're not Farrakhan.
That's right.
They good help. Yes. Damn good backup singers.
Yes, sir.
Like a shuffler. I mean, you can beat the drums, shake that tambourine,
Yes, sir.
sing the hook, but the lead singer for the liberation of black people is Farrakhan. Make no mistake about
Yes,
that.
sir.
He's the lead singer. And the primary part. And if you don't back him up, you get fired from the band.
Right. That's right.
If you don't stay on beat, you get fired from the... Y'all understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So every messenger of God, every warner, every freedom fighter that has come from Allah or God, all of them, so teaches the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, have always had in their message
guidance and warning, and in the guidance and warning was always a threat.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When Lot was preaching and the people had become very free,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
kind of what's happening right now.
Yes, sir.
Men was with men, women were with women,
Yes, sir.
and dress up the outside of their head.
Go ahead, teach. Outside.
We spend $32 billion a year on hair care products.
Come on.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But when the math is done, we only spend $300 million on books. Billions on furniture, billions on cars, billions on clothes, billions on the latest cell phone. But when it comes time to decorate and dress up the inside the head, which is the mind, and at last I checked, the Bible doesn't say that as a man driving down the street, so is he.
No, sir.
It don't say that? It don't say as a woman weareth, so is she. It says as a man what? Thinketh in his heart. So is who? So we are not a body with a mind in it. We really are a mind with a body wrapped around it. The real us is not the outside. The real us is the inside. Therefore, what we do to the mind should be more than what we do to the outside of the head. Are y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
We're 46 million strong and only spending $303 million a year on books to get knowledge. That means that we're averaging about $7 a piece on a book. That means the average Negro bought a magazine in a year.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, y'all still not with me. That's the way we spend. No, real capital is not what you put in your pocket. Real capital is what you put inside of your head.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You didn't hear me.
Go ahead.
So real money is mine. Y'all ain't
Go
hear me.
ahead.
Okay, yeah, let's see if I can find some evidence.
Come on now.
I'm saying to us that the mind is more important than the pocket.
Yes, sir.
And real capital is not paper in the pocket, it's wisdom you put in the head. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, example. When somebody gets their head cut off, what do they call that? Decapitation. The word capitate and capital have the same root word. So what the suggestion is that real capital is not here, real capital is here.
Yes, sir.
That's why the Bible doesn't say in Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed from a lack of Bentleys.
Go ahead.
Or my people are destroyed from a lack of money. My people are destroyed from a lack of what? Knowledge. Y'all still okay?
Yes, sir.
However, where we go wrong with our money, the reason why that or else portion seems like yesterday we said it sparked a little bit, but they're like, oh no, how we gonna live without white people?
Right.
I don't know about that. I got to spend.
That's right.
I don't know how we gonna make it.
That's how some of us think.
See, what's wrong with us? We got $1.1 trillion coming in, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But where we go wrong is we go broke trying to look rich.
Right.
Y'all didn't catch that? I said we go broke trying to look rich. So we dressed up real nice.
Yes.
We ran real good, but we broke as hell. Am I telling the truth?
Yes, sir.
Respect is earned, it cannot be bought.
That's right.
We blame the white man for 95% of our problems, but still spend 97% of our money with them. We are the leaders in unnecessary spending. What is unnecessary spending? Is spending money that you don't have, to buy stuff you don't need, from people that you don't like, to impress people that you don't even know. That's unnecessary spending. Right now, with all that money we have coming in, oh, I got to close
close out, y'all. Y'all okay?
Yes, sir.
Can I get 7 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Brother Don said, well, 7 minutes. You get
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Just 7, okay. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna move real quick, okay? So if, I'm not gonna be able to build up to the point, so it might hurt. Some of these points might hurt.
Take your time.
First point I want to make that's gonna hurt a little bit is that I gotta tell the children that's here. Y'all ready for this? Yes, sir. There is no such thing as Santa Claus.
Right.
There is no such thing as Santa Claus.
Right.
So this year, our else portion is that we are going to boycott Christmas.
Right.
We always said, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. But this time we saying no justice, no money, correct?
Right.
No justice, no Christmas.
Right.
And I don't know about how it is in Boston, but where I'm from, they always have certain Christmas carols they always sing every year.
Every year.
Rudolph. Still here too, huh? What about Jingle?
Right.
Jingle Bells is popular here?
Yes.
But another one real popular, tell me if y'all heard this one. I'm dreaming of a
White Christmas.
Well, this year we gonna give you one.
Yeah.
And we gonna put all those like that. And you can have your white Christmas. You can have Let me tell you something. That was your mother that bought you them gifts. That was your father that bought you them gifts. She worked extra time and double time and picked up a second job. Spent her tax return in advance to make sure you had some gifts on Christmas. Don't you dare, as a black father or mother, do all that hard work and sacrifice. And when it comes time for honor and love to be shown by your child, did you let them give their love to an imaginary white man in a cheap, tricked-out fireman suit from the North Pole? Now you take the credit. So he loves you more. And all the children, it's impossible for Santa Claus to deliver all them gifts.
Come on.
Do you know how fast Santa Claus would have to be traveling to deliver that many gifts? Are you all right?
Yes, sir.
Don't you dare stop up your child's ears.
Right.
Let them hear this.
Go ahead.
Look, young soldiers, in order for Santa Claus to deliver gifts to everybody in America or the world, he would have to visit 19,386 homes per second.
Break it down. Break it down.
19,386 homes per second.
Yeah.
Which means that Santa and his sleigh would have to be moving at 600 miles per second, which is 3,000 times the speed of sound.
Go ahead.
And with every child getting a medium-sized Lego set, the sleigh would weigh at least 321,300 tons, which is 642,600,000 pounds.
Bust it up.
Well, a reindeer, number one, cannot fly. Number two, a reindeer can only pull 300 pounds apiece.
Go ahead.
In order for Santa to have enough reindeer, according to the math, he only had 9.
Come on.
If he was to have enough reindeer to pull the sleigh to carry that much weight to deliver these gifts to all these babies, Santa would have to have attached to his sleigh at least 214,200 reindeer.
Bust it up.
It's not possible.
That's a right.
So this year, Farrakhan said we're going to take Christmas from Santa.
Yes,
And
sir.
give it back to his original owner, Jesus. She shall say it's Jesus' birthday, and it ain't. So we're going to give her that to his later. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and let y'all honor Jesus on Nimrod's birthday.
Yes, sir.
Just don't put no tree up.
Right. Right.
Y'all okay?
Yes, sir.
And hold your money to the end. And can you make it 2 weeks?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And on the biggest shopping day of the year, the day after Thanksgiving Day. Now they call it Thanksgiving Day, but it wasn't nothing for the Indians wasn't thankful.
Right.
Did you know that animals have always been used to describe human characteristics? Yep.
Yes.
No, that's how we use, that's the language we use.
Right.
When somebody's scared, you call them a
Chicken.
right? If someone real slick, you say they are snake. Is that right? Someone full of pride, you say they have the pride of a peacock. Someone's courageous, they are courageous as a come on now. As a someone real slow, you say they're slow as a right? Whenever you come into an environment and you can tell things ain't right, you say it smells fishy in here. Is that the truth? Yes, when two people got problems with one another, we say they have beef with each other. Is that right? Yes, well, back in the 50s and the 60s, if you were somebody that was easily deceived, they called you a jive turkey. A jive turkey. Right. So the turkey is the symbol of someone that has been tricked. Right. That's how it became the symbol of Thanksgiving Day. Right. Because this is a sign that we tricked the Indians. Right. While the chiefs were at the table eating dinner with us, our soldiers were going to slaughter their women and their children. Right. That's right. Did you know that at the table when they opened it up, underneath the main course was not a turkey or a ham? It was the head of one of their chiefs. So what do we look like celebrating Thanksgiving Day? When the Indians have always been our friends. Is that the truth? Yes. And even if you don't, everybody swear, every Negro swear they got some Indian blood in them. That's right. Come on now, tell the truth. Yes, sir. You know, part of it is true and the other part is connected to self-hatred. Everybody I know swear up and down they got some Indian. Is that the truth for y'all too? Yes, sir. Brother, when he's growing up, brother said that, oh yeah, I got Cherokee in me. He's trying to justify why that ain't a kid he got in his hair. It's a kid. We know it's a kid. No, I got Cherokee in my blood. Oh, my best friend's grandmother's next door neighbor's sister-in-law's auntie is a full-blooded Indian. Y'all understand? So on this biggest shopping day of the year, White Friday.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's right. They call it Black Friday. It's really White Friday. Black businesses haven't got nothing yet. It's White Friday because Walmart getting paid, Macy's getting paid, but black businesses don't get supported. Is that the truth? Yes, so on White Friday, this year we're going to give it to you like that. We're going to keep our black dollars in our pocket and let y'all have y'all good old White Friday. And guess what else? Did you know that everything goes on sale anyway? Yes, y'all didn't hear me. That's right. Do you know that if we don't give no money to white people, I'm talking about millions of us, if we would hold our dollar, the next time you see a gathering in Washington, D.C. for justice for the black man and woman, it'll be Macy's and Nordstrom employees out there. Because they're going to say, man, ain't no way, we want to fight for justice. Y'all better do something for these black people. Do you know how much polo we got on the shelf right now? You know how many pair of true religion jeans we ain't got to sell? You know how many Jordans is on the rack? If justice or else. White folks will be down there marching. So that's the cry, brothers and sisters. However, in closing, I got 45 seconds left.
Whatever you want.
That's right.
An hour.
That's right.
I'll get a few more minutes. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, justice or else is a war that must be fought on two fronts. We cannot go to D.C. and send a hashtag Black Lives Matter to the White House and not send a hashtag Black Lives Matter to the trap house in the hood.
Right.
That's right.
We cannot send a hashtag Black Lives Matter to the cracker and not deal with the man selling the crack to.
Right.
Go ahead.
Did you hear me? Yes, we cannot go there and tell white people to stop killing us. And come home and we kill each other even more. Because when the math is done, in a 3-year cycle, police officers and correctional officers killed 2,000 to 3,000 black people. That's bad.
Right.
But what's worse, in that same 3-year cycle, we killed 25,000 of our own people.
Right.
So if we are killing 10 times more than white people are killing of us, then we look like some hypocrites.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
We look like some frauds. Going and say, white man, stop killing us.
Right.
While we come home and kill one another.
Right.
So I would hope, brothers and sisters, that we would have a moratorium on all black-on-black crime and violence among our people. That we will start building up to development of conflict resolution centers.
Come on.
That before we pull out the gun, we sit at the table and pull out our minds. Before we are willing to open fire, we are willing to open our mouth and use our words. And if you will find that if we are willing to sit down at the table of brotherhood and use our mouth instead of our weapons, that we can solve any problem without killing one another. Is that the truth?
Yes, sir.
So we going to D.C. to demand justice from them, or else, but from this day forward, and after 10:10, we got to demand from ourselves that we're going to give each other justice. Because guess what? God got or else waiting on us too. Thank you for listening. I greet you in Jesus' name.